In this video, I'm going to touch on 7 important things that you need to know that will not only help you get out of debt the quickest way, but to stay out of debt permanently and to grow into overflow. The first thing that we're going to talk about is a mindset reset around debt. So there are 2 kinds of debt. Preferred growth-oriented debt, so money that you've intentionally borrowed for something that expands your capacity and increases your income or improves your quality of life. For example, investment in education or skill development, mentorship and coaching, real estate and property improvements, and then unpreferred debt. So debt that came from unconscious spending, filling emotional holes, or reacting to life without a plan. So this can include retail therapy splurges, impulse purchases, overcommitting socially, lifestyle inflation. When you stop demonizing debt, you stop leaking energy into shame and guilt. And that frees you to actually focus on solutions and growth. For example, in my early 20s, I got my very first credit card to join a 6-figure mastermind that cost $11,000. I didn't have the funds at the time, but I wanted to learn how to earn multiple 6 figures in my business. And I knew that I needed to invest in where I wanted to be, not my current circumstances. So I literally Googled best credit cards in Australia, and then Money Meet popped up. And it felt uncomfortable because it was my first time using a credit card and using money that I didn't even have. And at the time, this was the most that I've ever spent in coaching, in self-development, in mentorship. But I've done this a couple times before, not nearly as big. I've invested $3K, $6K, but not at this scale. And little did I know that wasn't going to be the last. The next one after that, I invested $26,000. So this mastermind helped me sell multiple 4- and 5-figure offers at $15,000, $22K offers, where I easily made back my investment and completely changed my income trajectory. And I paid off my credit card debt really fast, and then after that moved to Bali because I upgraded so much. So this is an example of how you can leverage debt in an expansive and lucrative way. And obviously this is just one example of how you can leverage debt to your benefit. So this was a purpose debt. It was an investment in my growth, in my business, in my evolution and future. I approached it with expansion, not fear, and the money came back faster than I imagined. When money feels useful, it feels purposeful and expansive, it doesn't contract. It grows and it flows back to you. When you constantly focus on getting out of debt instead of creating overflow, you energetically stay in the problem. The more you obsess over cutting, saving, and restricting, the more you send a signal to your subconscious that you don't have enough. And then that reflects back to your 3D. And more circumstances where you manifest more expenses, your car breaking down, unexpected bills. And here's a language shift that is subtle but powerful. Instead of budgeting, think allocating, because budgeting feels like cutting, restriction, sacrifice, right? And allocating feels like choice, intention, and direction of power. So instead of using the phrase paying off debt, think closing loops. You are simply completing an agreement, not being punished for past mistakes. And another thing I want to add is that debt isn't just financial. There is energetic debt, where you've made promises that you haven't kept, started projects that you have never finished, or have emotional loose ends you haven't closed. And those unfinished cycles drain your mental bandwidth and block fresh energy and money from flowing in. So when you start clearing energetic debt, paying back the friend you owe $50, replying to the email that you have been avoiding, or finishing that half-completed online course, you create space for more money, more opportunities, and more abundance to come in. And it's no surprise that the wealthiest people often have a clean car, a tidy home, organized accounts and books. When your environment is neat, it is orderly, it is pristine, it sends a clear energetic signal that you are ready to receive. You are ready to manage and multiply abundance. And money wants to come into spaces that are well cared for and free of clutter, physically and energetically. So the second thing that I'm going to talk about is the importance of regulating your money nervous system. Debt feels so heavy and overwhelming because your nervous system is wired to associate it with danger and threat. When you owe money, your body reacts as if you are in a fight or flight situation. Your heart rate might increase, your mind races, and anxiety spikes. This is your brain trying to protect you from perceived risk. If your nervous system stays in danger mode around money, it makes it almost impossible to make clear, confident financial decisions. And you will subconsciously sabotage your progress, maybe procrastinate, avoid opening bills, or make panic-driven purchases just to feel some control. So before you make any money decision, whether it's paying off debt, investing, or even spending, take a moment to ground your nervous system. So I want you to place both feet firmly on the ground, and I want you to feel the solid earth beneath you. And I want you to take 3 deep, slow breaths, right? Focusing on your belly expanding and contracting. And I want you to visualize roots growing from your feet deep into the earth, anchoring you in calm and stability. When you calm your nervous system first, you make decisions from a place of safety, clarity, and presence, not fear or scarcity. The version of you living in overflow and abundance isn't reactive. She doesn't freeze or freak out when money feels tight. Instead, she makes calm, expansive choices that are aligned with her vision. She trusts that money is energy flowing through her, and that by regulating her nervous system, she opens the channels for that flow to continue and expand. And when you are grounded, you stop reacting from fear and you start acting from strategy. Instead of avoiding bills or making desperate money moves, you can look at your debt with clear eyes, create a repayment plan, and follow through on it without spiraling into stress. And a regulated nervous system means that you are no longer letting panic run your financial life. You are taking back your power step by step until that debt is gone for good. So the third crucial thing to permanently get out of debt or closing loops is to start respecting money by plugging the money leaks in your life. So one of the fastest ways to start feeling lighter financially isn't just to make more money. It's to stop letting money silently drain away. So I want you to ask yourself, where am I disrespecting money? If you treated your best friend the way you treat money, ignoring it, letting it disappear without tracking, making it carry you when you are not reciprocating, would that friend stick around? Probably not. So the first step is to audit your outflow. So go through your bank statements and your subscriptions line by line. And I want you to cancel anything that doesn't directly contribute to your happiness, your self-development, or your long-term goals. For example, back then I was paying for a HeyU subscription that I barely use. That is $7.99 a month. It's not huge, but over a year, that's nearly $100 going to something that I didn't value. And that's just one subscription. And if you multiply that by 5 or 6 forgotten charges, you've got hundreds, maybe thousands leaking out. So step 2 is to cut buy now, pay later habits. So these services feel harmless, right? $20 here, $40 there, but they are a slow financial leak and an energetic signal to the universe that you are okay with being in mini debt cycles. They create the illusion of affordability, which keeps you from truly living within your means and delays you from experiencing the stability that you are working toward. And again, unless it is for a resource, education, or mentorship that will upgrade your skills, expand your knowledge, and teach you how to make more money using buy now, pay later for material items, quick fixes, or impulse purchases is just borrowing from your future self to satisfy a short-term desire. And these momentary highs will fade very quickly, but the repayments will linger and quietly draining your cash flow and keeping you stuck in the very cycle that you are trying to escape. So step 3 is to close open money loops. So if a bill arrives, pay it right away. Not only does this stop late fees and interest, but it also signals financial maturity to yourself and to the universe. Unpaid bills sitting in your inbox are like little leaks in your bucket that will slowly drain your energy, your confidence, and your capacity to focus on wealth creation. And paying bills promptly is also an energetic declaration that you are in overflow, that you have the funds, you have the resources, and the self-trust to handle your obligations with ease. When you procrastinate or ignore them, you are unconsciously broadcasting to the universe that you are in lack or struggle. And by closing these loops immediately, you will reinforce the identity of someone who is abundant, someone who is responsible and ready to receive more. So step number 4 is to live slightly below your means. So this isn't about deprivation or living a joyless life. It's a short-term pinch for a long-term gain. So living slightly below your means creates a gap, a financial breathing room that allows you to pay off debt faster, stack cash, and take opportunities without spiraling into panic. Some really helpful swaps that I've done in the past is instead of spending $50 to $150 on a meal at a nice place, I would instead order HelloFresh, where I can have 2 to 3 servings or more of 5 different meals a week. So that is around 10 to 15 meals. The one I get from HelloFresh is 2 servings, but their portion sizes are so huge, so I find that they can stretch to even 3 to 4 sometimes. And I've been a huge HelloFresh fan for years. I'm not sponsored. I genuinely think that they are so helpful and so affordable. Like I would choose burgers, pies, chicken pesto pasta, risottos, salads, curries, literally from a bunch of different cuisines. And I'm a huge foodie. I'm not someone who likes to eat rabbit food. And even sometimes cooking from home is a lot of brain power. You really have to think about ingredients, what meals you're gonna make. And then sometimes I can get lazy and then I'll order Uber Eats instead, which is around $25 to $30 per order. And at least with HelloFresh, I'm cooking different recipes every week. And they are cooked from scratch using whole foods. And you know what is going inside your meals. And even if I bought ingredients, it would be like $300 or more. And a lot of it would go to waste because I'm just cooking for myself, just for one person. And HelloFresh is great because it just sends you the exact amount of ingredients, which is 0 wastage. Again, not sponsored, but I just love them. I wish they would sponsor me. I have a code down below if you want to try it out. It gives you a free box. Like I still use HelloFresh to this day, and it's not even about saving. I just love learning new recipes, and it takes out the decision making, going out to get the groceries. So other ways that you can live below your means is number 1, consider moving back home for a period of time. I know it can be hard for a lot of people, I get it, but if you are currently in heavy debt and although you are saving, you feel like you can barely make a dent and you want to stack cash a lot faster, saving on your rent and utilities is going to be a game changer. And with this, I highly encourage you to have a game plan and deadlines so that you do not end up just winging it and staying with your parents forever. But if you have an exit strategy, a set amount that you will save and have in your bank account, you're going to start moving the needle a lot faster. So the second thing is to stop drinking alcohol and buying drinks that is outside of water. So I personally don't drink alcohol and I haven't pretty much my entire life. So not only is it good health-wise for you, but you'll be saving a lot of money. And again, this isn't going to be the end all be all. This is just temporary so that you are patching the holes in your bucket. So think of your finances like a bucket of water. I love using the bucket analogy. You can keep pouring more water in, earning more money, but if your bucket is full of holes, right, you will never be able to fill it. It will never be overflowing. You have to patch the holes first. So stop the unnecessary outflow so that every drop you add stays in the bucket and compounds over time. So the fourth very important thing is restructuring your relationship with money. If you want money to feel safe, supportive, and abundant in your life, you have to treat it like it is something and someone you love. So right now, most people relate to money like a distant relative they only speak to when there is a problem. No wonder the relationship is strained. So step number 1 is to rename your bank accounts. So words carry energy. If one of your bank accounts is literally called savings, it might not excite you. But if you rename it to something like pleasure money or play money for travel, spa days, luxury experiences, freedom account for paying off debt or closing loops, buying back your time, creating financial breathing room, or something like the upgrade fund, or you can put your name like Brenda 2.0, Sophie 2.0, Haley 2.0, for anything that elevates your lifestyle or income potential. You can name your tax account Karma Cash, Gratitude Fund. And now your accounts feel more expansive instead of boring, restrictive, or feel like a chore. And with this, step number 2 is give every account a clear goal. So money loves purchase, like we talked about before. When you give it a destination, it feels faster because you are more intentional about directing it. For example, I once set up an account specifically for home decor. So my goal was $10,000. Every time money came in, I'd funnel a percentage straight into that account because I had a clear, exciting purpose. And I hit that goal faster than I expected. And when I finally redecorated my place, it wasn't just about buying furniture. It was about seeing a financial intention turn into a physical reality. For example, if you have an account called Apartment Vibes for home decor, like the goal I had, next to it, I want you to put in brackets the amount you want to stack. So one of your bank account names would be Apartment Vibes, and then in brackets next to it, $10,000. And now money has a purpose, it has an intention, and it has a number goal. And this has helped me stack cash faster than ever for different purposes because I can easily see the goal amount every single time I check the bank account on my phone. And I get excited reading the fund name and the purpose and the intention around it. And then I love seeing the account stack and compound. So step number 3 is to reframe debt payoff. So instead of thinking I am paying off debt, which feels like a punishment for past mistakes, think I am funding my overflow accounts. You are not taking something away from yourself. You are closing the loop so that you can redirect the same amount into building your freedom, investments, and pleasure. So step number 4 is to date money. So your relationship with money needs nurturing, just like any romantic relationship. So here is how to date your money. So I want you to check in with money daily. Open your accounts without fear, just to be aware and present. And I want you to express gratitude. Thank your money for what it has already provided. I want you to send love to money, even if it's just a small amount. Acknowledge its presence and welcome more. Listen for feedback, so notice patterns, any leaks, any areas that you can support it better. You notice that maybe you impulse buy a lot when you're not feeling your best. You catch that toxic pattern and you choose to meditate, or you choose to go to the gym, or you choose to take a walk instead. When you interact with your money regularly with love and curiosity instead of avoidance, you will start building trust, you will start building safety and momentum. So number 5 is to grow your income streams. So one of the biggest shifts that you can make in your financial journey is to stop obsessing over cutting every little expense and start focusing on the bigger question, which is how can I make more money? Yes, we are filling all the holes at the bottom of that bucket, but unless we figure out how to add more water to that bucket, you're going to be moving at snail speed because penny pinching and saving alone only takes you so far. Right? True financial freedom, living in overflow, comes from expanding your capacity to earn more. And so my favorite ways is monetizing my skills on social media through Instagram and YouTube. I've created cookbooks, masterclasses, 12-week programs, private coaching courses, memberships. I was an online holistic transformation coach, a brand designer. I sold logos, branding packages, website app design, a mindset and business coach, a dating coach. Now I do a mix of all of that. And in my opinion, online digital products is one of the best ways that you can earn uncapped income. You create it once and then you sell it to thousands, and you are not trading time for money. And I've been doing this for over 10 years and I've done it in multiple different industries. So if you'd like to learn yourself on how to do that, Dream Girl Academy teaches you how to do it on Instagram, and my Get Paid to Exist course teaches you how to do it on YouTube. And other ways to build more streams of income is through Upwork. So I have personally made multiple 6 figures through that platform, selling 4-5-figure branding assets when I was a graphic designer. So instead of being paid hourly, doing $50 work, $100 work, $200 work, I only sold to and had high ticket and premium clients and projects. And I go into how I did this on Upwork inside of Hot Business, which is inside Dream Girl Academy. You can learn how to do drop shipping and e-commerce. I know there are a lot of multi-7, 8-figure female entrepreneurs doing that. I haven't dabbled in that myself as my skills are more towards coaching and self-development. So number 6 is change how you invest and circulate money. So instead of spending money on material things that lose value, start prioritizing investments that generate new income streams. So sign up for courses that teach marketable skills. Join masterminds or mentorship programs that expand your mindset and connections. Invest in tools, software, education that accelerate your earning potential. Just like my personal story that I shared, To date, I've invested multiple six figures in self-development, courses, programs, masterminds, private coaching, everything from money coaches, relationship coaches, marketing and sales, high performance coaches, shamans, spiritual healers, and more. So move from material to mentorship investments. Material splurges like designer bags, expensive gadgets might bring momentary joy, but they don't build lasting wealth. And in contrast, investing in yourself through mentorship, coaching, or high-level courses will help you embody wealth at a deeper level and will create ripple effects in your business and life. And again, this does not mean that you will never buy luxury items and get to splurge. It just means that right now, choose to allocate and direct your money towards investments that can triple and 10x your income, your quality of life, and your business growth. So that you'll be able to earn more, you'll be able to splurge more luxuries in the future. One of the most powerful things you can do is invest in leveling up and upgrading your consciousness. The high consciousness that you embody, you will be able to attract, hold, and circulate bigger money. And a really important mindset shift is that you are a wealth creator. When you shift your focus from always just saving every cent to creating new revenue, your energetic relationship with money changes from scarcity to expansion. And you start seeing yourself not as someone who scrambles for dollars, but as a creator who magnetizes abundance and builds multiple streams of cash flow. So number 7 is getting creative with stretching your money. Getting out of debt or closing loops and building wealth doesn't mean giving up on fun or pleasure. In fact, enjoying life is a key part of an abundance mindset. It keeps your energy high and your vibration attractive to money. So it's not about cutting joy, it's about allocating differently. So hack number 1 are hot girl walks and getting a drink. So this could be coffee, juice, smoothie, or a matcha instead of a dinner out and drinks. So swap spending $50 to $150 out on a dinner with friends for energizing walks. Again, this doesn't mean that you don't ever have a nice night out. You can limit it to 1 to 2 times a month or once every 2 months, and you can switch out the restful walks. Not only is this great for your mental health and gets your steps in, you get fresh air, vitamin D, movement, you're out in nature. You could explore new hiking trails, walk by the beach, at the park, botanical gardens. You are venturing out, you're exploring new places, and you are living below your means, and you are creating that financial space for that overflow to come through, for the money to stack. So hack number 2 is movie night on cheap Tuesdays and bring your own snacks. So not sure about other parts of the world, but in Australia, every Tuesday, pretty much every single cinema across the whole country sells movie tickets around $8 to $12 on Tuesdays. It's a great way to still feel like you are out and about having fun with your friends, but you're only spending half or 1/3 of what you normally spend if it was full price and you are buying snacks at the cinema. So you purchase your snacks from a local grocery store. You can make your snacks at home. You can pop your own popcorn, bring fruit or something healthy if you're also trying to hit your fitness goals. So all in all, getting out of debt permanently or closing your loops isn't about shrinking your life. It's about expanding your capacity to hold and grow money. So you are not getting rid of debt, you are building overflow. So debt isn't your enemy. Misaligned energy is. When you respect money, you give it purpose, and you expand your ability to hold it, debt will naturally disappear. And again, I want to preface this. You can do all the saving in the world. You can penny pinch, take all of the hacks and the money saving tips that I gave you in this video. What truly makes this process faster and your money compound is introducing multiple streams of income where you are not trading more of your time for money. If you want to learn how to shift into wealth, expand your capacity to receive and attract money from identity, not effort, and to learn how to be fully resourced by the universe, I highly recommend to enroll inside my Rich Girl course. This is for women who want to go from survival to overflow, in debt to have more money than you know what to do with, and to become the ultimate lucky girl, to attract upgrades, freebies, random checks, compound cash, have a fat bank account, have thousands of dollars feel like pennies to you, normalize first class, luxury, fine dining, learn how to make money work for you. You want the soft life. You want to have money flow to you without lifting a finger, and you will learn everything and more inside of Rich Girl. And those of you who want to learn how to earn multiple 4 or 5 figure months on YouTube from ground up, get paid to exist, will teach you how to create your own digital products, courses, memberships, masterclasses, ebooks, private coaching, how to create YouTube videos and sell your offers, how to develop the confidence, the certainty, and the knowing that you are worthy and you are deserving of financial freedom, of being a successful online coach, a content creator, and an entrepreneur. And if right now you're not where you want to be confidence-wise, you have a picture in your mind of the dream version of yourself, you find that you have a lot of fears, limiting beliefs, blockages holding you back from attracting the friends you want, making the money that you want to earn, traveling the world, struggle with upholding your standards, your boundaries, and being able to communicate that to others. You've never been spoiled or experienced princess treatment from men. Dating has been a struggle for you, horrible in fact, then I highly recommend my Dream Girl Academy. And for my ladies that want to play big in life, being a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, you can feel the expansion, the luxury, the wealth in the cells of your body, and you want the most sexy, expansive, luxurious in-person experience of your life, then I highly recommend my Millionaire Girls Retreat that is happening in 2028 in Melbourne, Australia. You will be on a super yacht, a Hummer limo, 5-star venues only, first class service, luxury experience every single second of the 3 days that you spend with me and all the other girls worldwide traveling for this event. There will be luxury high tea, fine dining, Japanese omakase. You'll be dripped in luxury from morning till night and every touch point. So all the links to all of these offers are down below, and you can email my team at thisbrendalee@gmail.com if you have any questions. And by the way, if you have been eyeing the Modern Aphrodite or Exit the Matrix, I would hop in ASAP as both of these are at pre-sale, which means if you've been following me for a while, you know that all my offers start out as pre-sale, and as they get closer to the launch date, the investment will increase. So as pre-sale, pre-sale, early bird, and then full investment. So the women who take fast action will get massive incentives with all of my offers. So you want to get in as early as possible. Again, it's lifetime access to all my courses, and you'll receive all future updates, trainings, and bonuses that are added on. So I hope you ladies have the most wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.